This movie could have been 30 minutes long if Sam had the super soldier serum. Welcome back to another video of Everything Movies. I am Jefferson Coe, and today I will be reviewing Captain America: Brave New World.
Is there anything you remember?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Whatever this is.
Captain America: Brave New World is directed by Julius Onah and is starring Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, and Danny Ramirez. Now, this movie, this fourth installment into the Captain America franchise, is finally bringing back the old, in my opinion, it brought back the old MCU feelings, and it finally started to connect a lot of the old movies together, like plots that you might have saw from Eternals and plots that have been happening with the multiverse and all of that. This movie is a very grounded movie, but there are things that they drop in. You know how Marvel always connects movies and everything. And so like over these years, we've been in the multiverse saga, and even this one, the most grounded superhero, has something that is, in a way, they find a way to connect it to the multiverse saga. And I just think that over however long this saga has been, I'm excited to see it all starting to come together. Like just so many things that MCU is very good at, and I think one of their biggest strengths is connectivity, and they really lean into it and make it all make sense. It's not just cameo heavy, and they also they actually make sure that it's a part of the plot for the story. And now, speaking of the plot, this movie follows Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie, and he has finally taken on the mantle of Captain America after Steve Rogers is no longer in the story, you know. So now Sam, and I love seeing his transition into the mantle, Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show on Disney Plus. However, now we see him, he's already comfortable being Captain America. He understands what being Captain America is supposed to mean. And so that is, I just like seeing his wings and his shield, obviously, his suit that's made by Condens. All of that was just so really cool. We are going to talk about what is happening. So Anthony Mackie and Danny Ramirez's character, I cannot remember his name. I think his name is Joaquin or something like that. But he's now taking on the Falcon mantle. So it's still the dynamic duo of Captain America and Falcon. Now it's just Sam is Captain America and Hakeem is the Falcon. And so now they are going on missions together, and Sam is training him to be the Falcon, and they are really cool with the government now. Like everyone trusts them and everything. So, but there is a new change in president. That is Harrison Ford's character, which is President Thaddeus Ross. And Ross is actually a character that has been in the MCU for many years. He was actually he originally debuted in the Incredible Hulk movie as the antagonist. And in that movie, you know, he made Bruce Banner's life a living hell. Sam does not really trust him too much because he was also the head guy in trying to get the Sokovia Accords crossed, and then he eventually got that order in place, and then he put Sam in jail along with Steve Rogers and any other Avengers that weren't with the Sokovia Accords. And so Sam and Ross have a history for sure. And so seeing them work together and like kind of see this dynamic of, I don't really trust you, but I have to work with you. I think a really cool aspect of the film that they played it really well. Like the actor Harrison Ford really brought out some emotion in Thaddeus Ross's character. You know, I never really cared too much about that character until this movie. I'm like, wow, like he's really bringing out something that I never really knew was there in that character, and I thought he did such a good job. And Sam, obviously, Anthony Mackie, in the parts of the movie where it slows down and it gets emotional, he does his thing, of course, and like he's just a great actor. So they're basically working together. There's some new antagonist that I don't want to talk about, I don't want to spoil, but he's like pulling strings in the background. So they're trying to basically figure out what's happening and then stop the bad guy. That's the whole plot of this movie. It's not too confusing something is not too groundbreaking, it's like kind of like you've seen it. If you've seen a superhero movie with a plot like this, then you've seen this movie before. Now, I will say that this movie isn't really, it's not the best MCU movie. I will say there's some things that they could have did a little bit better. Like, for instance, I know they wanted to get people seated into the theater. They used in the promotions and the ads and the trailers, they used Thaddeus Ross's character, his Red Hulk character, as like a big pull factor to get people into the theater. And I thought that was okay, but that made me believe that there would have been more Hulk in the movie. What you see in the trailers is what you will get in the movie, and I just didn't think that was enough Red Hulk for me. I wish that they would have did a little bit more of that, because it was when the Red Hulk was in there, oh my God, y'all. I was like, man, it's been literally over a decade. No, not a decade, but it's been years since we've seen a rampaging Hulk. You know, like, I'm like, man, I was so happy to see it in the movies again, and I'm like, I wish I had gotten more of that. There was another thing about this movie that I really could not like accept. I was like, oh my gosh, like, because you know, in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, Sam is all not taking the super soldier serum, and he's like, I'm gonna be noble, I'm gonna be something that people can actually like look up to and be like, man, I want to be just like him, and I don't need to have super strength or superpowers to do this. And so I love that in the show, but then in this movie, it's like they were like, nah, Sam, you should have gotten it. And even Sam is like, oh yeah, I should have taken that serum. And I'm like, why? You know, whole character arc of him being, I'm against taking the serum because I don't think that it's good, and then him finally in this movie saying, nah, I should have taken that serum. Because honestly, if he did have the super strength that Steve Rogers had, this movie could have been only 30 minutes long. Like, honestly, truly, because it really could have been a short movie if he had the strength Steve Rogers or anybody, or Bucky, or just any other super soldier that had super strength. Other than that, I thought it was a decent story. Like, on the internet, you might hear things like, oh, it's really bad, or it's the worst Marvel movie ever. And I'm like, what movie are y'all watching? Because the one that I watched, I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed this movie. The fight scenes were great. The flying scenes, oh my gosh. It literally had my heart racing, you know, like in every fight scene. I'm like, man, these wings are so cool. I have never seen Captain America be looking this cool. Not Endgame with the Thor hammer. No, that was the coolest moment for Captain America. But in this movie, I was like, definitely Captain America needs, you know, like, I can see him having wings and like definitely doing his thing. Like, I'm glad that Sam is in the role now, you know. So I thought it was really fun to watch this movie. It definitely gave me like Winter Soldier vibes. It wasn't as good as Winter Soldier, but it was still like really fast paced, and like you're like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Is he safe? Especially knowing that he doesn't have the serum. I'm like, bro, put on your suit, that vibranium suit that you have. Put it on, because you don't have the strength to be just walking out here with a t-shirt and pants thinking you're gonna be safe when you got people out here trying to get you, you know. Like, so it was a lot of moments where you were like, oh my god, and so like you weren't really sure what was gonna happen. And I thought that a lot of aspects of the Winter Soldier was like that too. And so I just thought that they did really well with connecting things in the MCU. The action, the Red Hulk was great. I just wish that they had more of him, you know. It made me, and they had a good end credit scene. It wasn't the best end credit scene. It was still like, okay, they're starting to get on track with what they want to show in the future. So I'm like, all right, because you know, sometimes the end credit scenes just be like, oh, this character might come back or that character might come back, but it's never like a big plot that we have to look forward to. It's never like oh my god, who is that? Thanos? He's sitting on his throne talking about, I need to do this myself. You know, like, that's something like end credit scenes should be used for, not like some random character. Like, if you want to introduce a character, introduce them in the movie or introduce them in the show, and then like let it be like that. But if it's like a big plot thing, like something big is coming, something big is about to happen, definitely use that for end credit scenes. And I thought that they did that well in this one. So other than that, this movie was really good. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. And if you like this video, if you like this review, please drop a like and a comment below if you're a big fan of the MCU. I would love to have a conversation with you all about this movie if you loved it, if you hated it, whatsoever. I don't care. Like, I just want to talk about the movie. I want to talk about the future of Marvel. And I might be dropping a spoiler review pretty soon on this one, because this one is something that I like. Like I said, I'm a big Marvel fan, and I got a whole bunch of movies behind me that are mainly MCU movies. Yeah, if you want to talk about the MCU, I'm down. I think that it's back, and I think that I'm gonna be there in every showing, every theater to watch the movie. It's fun. I always have a good time. Even for the bad projects, I still kind of find something that I like about it. And so anyway, that'll be all for this review. If you like what you see here, drop a like, comment, and share the video. Always subscribe, ring that bell as well so you will know when my next video is out. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Jefferson Coe, and I will see you all next time.